Hey everyone, today we're here to talk about the Bridge at Orlando. It's a very nice, it's assisted living only, so this is not going to be independent living, but it's a really good option. Also has a skilled nursing in the same campus, just right across the parking lot. So it's always good when the assisted living has the skilled nursing right next door. I always recommend that because that way it's more of a wheelchair ride versus an ambulance ride. In case things get worse for temporary and mom maybe needs some extra help. So one big plus there. Another big plus is this is on the east side of town. It's right by University and Rouse Road, so it's kind of by UCF. Not too many senior communities out that way. So if you're living out there and you want someplace that's going to be quick for you to be able to come see mom and dad and be able to see them more, this might be a very good option, something definitely to consider. Something that's good for us, and not it hasn't been great for them, but the bridge in Orlando got really badly damaged during Hurricane Ian. They closed down for 2 full years, did a complete extensive renovation. So everything's new, rebuilt, the paint's fresh, the floors are new. So it's like living in a flip, basically, like a completely remodeled house. And so that's something that's pretty nice about it. There's actually everything is just new looking. You'll see when you tour some senior living communities that they go through seasons, right? Some of the nicest communities in town, they may have painted in, it might have been 5 years or more, and you can tell at the wall on the walls. I was walking there. I'm not gonna name names. I was walking through a very nice community in Winter Park, and one of the residents, one of their kids, the daughter was there, and her name was Judy, and she's like, "Hi, I want to let you know," and she was telling this, oh, the poor worker who was giving me the tour. She's like, "I just want to let you know that when my mom moved in here, it looked like a Marriott, and it doesn't look like a Marriott anymore. And I want to know what you're gonna do on a daily basis for this to look like a Marriott again." And she knew very well the sales director was giving the tour, and I might be a potential someone moving in, and she didn't care. She was angry, but that's not my point. My point is this is a very nice place, very nice place. It's just they hadn't painted in a few years. That the bridge at Orlando has that added benefit of everything's just been freshly done. So for the price, you're getting something for the bridge at Orlando pricing, but it all looks pretty new. And so in some ways it beats out some of the much more expensive communities. And that's why we have it in on our luxury tour. Everyone is super nice there as well. I can't say I'd see any red flags as far as bringing mom here, as far as the people. I didn't meet everyone. I came before the grand opening, but I did get a chance to meet quite a few people. Everyone, especially the center director, was super nice. And her name's Katrina, and I definitely would recommend going meeting with her and just seeing what you think of her community. Here's an example. Here's the dining room. There's no assigned seating. Everyone just comes down and picks their spot. Serve 3 meals a day here. One of the requirements for assisted living is you have to be ambulatory, which means you have to be able to get to the dining hall yourself. Mom's too sick to do that. She might be skilled nursing and something, and it depends on the situation, but long-term care, assisted living, you have to be able to make it down. Even a wheelchair is fine, or a walker, but just get down there on your own and eat. Room service is okay once in a while if you're sick, of course, but it's on a regular basis. So here's the dining room. Here's where mom would be eating. And they weren't open yet, so they weren't cooking food. I couldn't smell anything or get to tasting. They said it was good. They didn't really have a menu, but they said, "Oh yeah, food's great here." So according to the people who work there, the food is great, but I don't know, and I can't vouch for the food here, but I have a feeling it's probably not too bad. On the other side of the room where all those dining was this whole layout right here. They have meetings, they have bingo, bridge, different things that they do here. They can also do a church service, a funeral. They do weekly services here, religious services. So just a place where they can do other stuff. Here's the breakfast bar. So they said, so lunch and dinner is served with a menu, and then you sit down and they bring it to you. But breakfast is more informal. It's kind of like a Best Western type setup where you come out, you get your stuff, and you can bring it, or you can have help bringing it over to your table and eating it. So assisted living is a little bit different when it comes to the kitchens, and this is across the board. If you remember on one of my last tours, we were at Windsor at Celebration, I was showing you how awesome it was that they had the full-size appliances, including refrigerator, stove, dishwasher, everything. Well, if you go into even their assisted living, it looks more like this. So this is an assisted living kitchen. It gives you the opportunity to have one of those fridges like you were back in college where you can put some stuff in, some leftovers, keep some things cold, some drinks, especially drinks, and also little microwaves so you can reheat some stuff, maybe make some popcorn. Little things, you're not cooking the Thanksgiving turkey and having the family over anymore when you're in assisted living, and that's going to be across the board. But you do have this nice little kitchen setup here, and you don't have that at every assisted living setup. So this was super cool, and all the stuff's brand new. When you live here, you actually decorate the place yourself. So if you're looking at different senior living communities, here's a little trick. And you see something really nice like this, and then you see another senior living community where the bed just looks like a military basic training type cot or something. That's usually the resident's choice. You can have any setup you want. You bring your own stuff. So mom brings her own bed that she already has, or she has a big bed and frame and you want to downsize, you can get her something smaller. All depends on what you want to do. But this is all mom's stuff, so she can downsize her personal residence and, bring her own stuff in here. So her own tables. And this is not like a hotel type environment where this is all stuff belongs to the hotel owners. This is all, her possessions that she's actually able to keep with her. So that's another thing that's pretty cool. Here's what the bathroom looks like. Walk-in shower. You can see they have another one of those little pull downs by the toilet where you're able to call the staff downstairs to come and, if something happens, if you fall and you need help getting back up or anything like that. So, but yeah, just nice, normal, clean, looking. And one thing cool, and let me go back to this other side for a second, is walk down the hallway. And this is where I really noticed that, it just smelled clean and smelled new. And that's where you really see the difference between the bridge at Orlando. Right now, it's 2024. They just reopened. If you're watching this in 2030, hopefully you are, but keep in mind, unless they repainted, this might not be the case. But this is good for 2024. This information is super current. So next up, I'm the one who knows where the smoker lounges are in these senior living communities because they're not every one. Most of them are smoke-free campuses. However, there are certain places such as the bridge in Orlando right here where you can come out and have a cigarette. If that's important to dad or to mom, you have to kind of know. You have to have a guy who knows which ones you can and can't. Or you're going to be calling around every single 130 communities in Orlando. Can you smoke here? Can you smoke here? I've had the conversations, folks. I'd love to tell you which ones mom can smoke at and which ones she cannot. Every floor at the bridge has a different color. This is the green floor here. Just another place people can hang out, play checkers or chess, watch. There's a TV on the other side. Different little activities they can do, whatever, just socialize. Talk about some of our other videos. Socialization is so important for the seniors. It can be equated to as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, isolation, and being at home alone. So if your mom's living at home alone now, doesn't get to see anyone but the mailman every day, you on occasion once or twice a week if she's lucky, this here alone, this opportunity to hang out with other people is going to really help her. It's going to increase her longevity right away. Also, we have a great library here at the bridge at Orlando, a ton of books. I look, they all look pretty good. Some of these places, books not so much, but I know my parents could have been here the whole time and just read. I could too. I could spend years just reading the books that I saw. There's lots of Harlan Coben and Stephen King and then Connolly, and it's just different authors that, just not lots of good mystery stuff. So I like that. And they do, they have these, little things they do too. This is like a little painting with a twist type thing where they all sit down and then they have, they have the painting that they have to do, and then they all kind of draw it together. Just so they have activities every day for the seniors, whatever they're able to do. Sometimes they can bring family members. It's a good place to interact with family and have a little something you can do, except besides sitting in the room and staring at each other. All right. We also have an entertainment room. Nice big screen TV and some movies to watch. You got popcorn and refreshments. There's also refreshments around. Like you can, if you're living in this assisted living, you can go up to a little bar and get a banana or some snacks, throughout the day. There's always something available to eat. So you don't have to really worry about how are you going to bring in extra food or sneak your snacks. There's always something available for you. This is where my dad would hang out. So when you walk into the bridge at Orlando, right? This is not my dad, by the way. But, you can, the whole front area, there's just a lot of places where you can be and spend time, read a book, interact with people as they come in and out. So lots of little areas to spend some time. Let's talk now about floor plans and pricing. These are two separate floor plans. On the right, we have a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom deluxe. So this is both sides of the spectrum here. On the left, the studio runs about $4,000 a month at the time of this recording. On the right, the 1-bedroom with all the extra square footage, $4,900. These are not drawn to scale. These aren't the same units, so same sizes. And you can see 16 versus 23. I just made them to scale so they could fit in good with the picture. or not to scale so they fit in with the picture, but the room on the right's actually much bigger and it has the bedroom, and that's extra living area. It's not everything just all crammed into one. So 4 to 5 thousand basically. And then everyone in assisted living, just like every other assisted living in America, has a level of care type program. At the bridge in Orlando, it's going to be, there's 6 levels of care, and it's everywhere from 500 to 2 grand. One thing that's kind of cool about having 6 levels of care, it gives you a assessment, like a wider range, scale 1 to 6. You save a couple $100s a month easily just saying, well, if you have 3 levels, there's a lot of, if you have 3 levels of care versus 6 levels of care, there's extra steps between the 1 and the 3. In other words, there's different variations, and maybe mom doesn't need that much care, and so they can bring that level of care charge down a little bit to a level 4 or level 2. Might not be available if there's only 3 plans. So that can save you a little money as well. So rock bottom, they're paying $4,000 for the studio and $500 for the minimum level of care. And the way I think you could do senior living right, if at least one of them needs assisted living, you take the room on the right, you move mom and dad in there for $4,900 a month. You pay $800 for a monthly fee to add an additional resident. Now that's going to include all their food and their housing and everything else that mom gets, dad would get as well. So now you have mom and dad both in there for $5,800 and levels of care, whatever it be. So maybe an additional $1,000. So you have mom and dad each in there with their level of care paid for $6,800 a month versus having one parent in the studio for $4,000 plus $500 for the level of care. So $4,500 to the bigger unit with both parents, $6,800. Obviously you're saving thousands of dollars doing it that way, and mom and dad get to be together longer. You don't have to worry about that whole thing. Or worse yet, trying to maintain a house for mom to keep living in, but dad's too sick, so he's in senior living. So you're trying to maintain both places for them. That's where it gets hard. That's where you need some advice. And that's one of the ways Orlando Senior Transitions can really help. We've been through all this ourselves very personally, so we get it. We know it's an emotional time, and we know you have to make decisions. We can help you with make these decisions based on what everyone else does, so you're doing the normal thing, you're not doing something weird or crazy or stupid. That's one of the best things we can do. Anyway, we're running out of time. Give me a call if you're interested in more information on the bridge at Orlando or any of our other properties. As always, if you'd like to see any other senior living communities in Orlando toured, I'd love to give you a tour. Just put it down in the comments section, the name of the community, and we'll have you up right now, probably in about a week. We could have a new video up. So if you want to do any window shopping through me, feel free to just put it in the comments section, and we'll get right there on to you. If you're ready to book a call, there's also a link below in my comments section, or you can just give us a call at 321-291-2053. I'm Josh Swanson, Orlando Senior Transitions. Thanks for coming along today.